Sawadika, I am Teacher Richard, and you can call me Teacher Chad for short. I will be your physical education teacher for sports, and we will talk about badminton. Badminton is the game that I selected to discuss. So I have a book here, my magical book. It will help us to discuss the history, equipments, the measurement, the body parts of the equipments, and also the players of the badminton. So, but before that, we will discuss. I have a question. Are you willing to learn badminton? Alright, great. All you have to do is to stop, look, and listen. We will both learn what badminton is. So let's go start for the history. Badminton. Badminton is a racket sport played using rackets to hit shuttlecock across a net. Formal games are played on a rectangular indoor court. Points are scored by striking the shuttlecock with the racket and landing it within the opposing side half of the court. In 1992, badminton originated in British India. The game developed from the earlier game of the battledore and the shuttlecock. European play came to be dominated by Denmark, but the game has become very popular in Asia, with recent competitions dominated by China as well. So again, since 1992, badminton has been a summer Olympic sports with 4 events: men's single, women's single, men's double, and a women's double, with mixed doubles added for 4 years later. At a high level of a play, the sports demands excellent fitness. Players requires aerobics, stamina, agility, strength, speed, and precision. It is also a technical sport requiring good motor coordination and the development of the sophisticated rackets movement. Battledore and a shuttlecock. Games employing shuttlecocks have been played for centuries across Eurasia. But the modern games of the badminton developed in the middle 19th century among the British as a variant of the earlier game battledore and shuttlecock. So way back in 1873, early on that, the game was also known as Pune, after the garrison town of Pune, where it was particularly popular and where the first rules of the game were drawn up in 1873. By 1875, officers returning home had started a badminton club in Folkestone. Initially, the sport was played in sides ranging from 1 to 4 players, but it was quickly established that games between 2 or 4 competitors worked the best. The shuttlecocks were coated with Indian rubber in outdoor play, sometimes weight with lead, although the depth of the net was of no consequences. It was preferred that it should reach the ground. So next is the equipment of a badminton. First, we have the racket. Don't you know that before it was called racket, it was named battledore, and battledore was an older term for racket? Badminton rackets are lightly weight with top quality rackets weighing between 70 and 95 grams, or let me say 2.5 and 3.4 ounces, not including the grip or strings, of course. They are composed of many different materials ranging from a carbon fiber composite, graphite reinforced plastic to solid steel, which may be augmented by a variety of materials. So I have a sample picture here of our racket, and it contains the body part. Of course, I have an example of a racket. So this shows the head. This is the head of our racket, and this is the strings area. This is the throat of the racket, and the shaft, and of course the handle. So let's go on for the strings. Badminton strings for rackets are thin, high-performing strings with thickness ranging from about 0.62 to 0.73 millimeter. thicker strings are more durable, but many players prefer the feel of a thinner string. So they can prefer to have a thicker string so that they can easily hit and make it a sharp movement. So a racket is a carbon fiber, has an excellent strength for a weight ratio, is stiff, and it gives excellent kinetic energy transfer. Therefore, before the adoption of a carbon fiber composite, rackets were made of a light material such as aluminum, and this is one of the examples of aluminum. Early steel rackets were made of a wood, so it was originated in a wood. Cheap rackets are no longer manufactured for the ordinary market because of their excessive mass and cost. And nowadays, nanomaterials such as carbon nanotubes and fullerene are added to rackets, giving them a greater durability. There is a wide variety of racket designs, although the laws limit the racket size and the shape. Different rackets have a playing characteristic that appeals to different players. The traditional oval head shape, this is the traditional oval head shape, is still available, but an isometric head shape is increasingly common in the new rackets. And of course, the string tension is normally in the range of an 80 to 160 newton, or like we say 80 to 36 pound force. Recreational players play generally strings at a lower tension than professionals, typically between 80 and 110 newtons, or 18 and 25 pound force. Professional strings between about 110 and 160 newton, or let me say 25 and 36 pound force. The arguments for this generally rely on a crude mechanical reasoning, such as claiming that a lower tension strings bed is more bouncy and therefore provides more power. This is in fact incorrect, for a higher string tension can cause the shuttle to slide off the rackets and hence make it harder to hit a shot accurately. An alternative view suggests that the optimum tension, the power depends on the player. The faster and more accurately a player can swing their racket, and the higher tension of a maximum power. So next is the shuttlecock. Before it was called shuttlecock, it was originated called as birdie. Shuttlecock is a feathered or an informal matches plastic projectile which flies differently from the balls used in many other sports. So, and a shuttlecock is often abbreviated to shuttle, also called a birdie. And also a birdie is a high drag projectile with an open conical shape. And I have a picture here, and the body parts of the shuttlecock, and of course I have an example of shuttlecock so that you can see. So that is how it looks like. So this part, this is the 16 overlapping feather. In particular, the feather create much higher drag, causing the shuttlecock to decelerate more rapidly. Shuttlecocks also have a high top speed compared to the balls in other racket sports. So the flight of the shuttlecock gives the sport its distinctive nature. And this is how it shows the adjective goose feather. And then this part is the sturdy feather frame. This one, the sturdy feather frame, it helps to mold. And the purpose of having a feather is to fly well for great distance, So the more you have more power to hit, the more it will fly away. And then we have the strong adhesive glue to protect the feather so that it won't break it easily when it comes hitting. And then we have the high quality cork. This is the high quality cork, and inside of that is the accurate precision, more durable and stable portion. So if you drop it down, the gravity is under the high quality cork, is on the cork. And next is the badminton court. But before that, we proceed the 16 overlapping feather. The cone is formed for a 16 overlapping feather embedded into a rounded cork base. The cork is covered with thin leather or a synthetic material. Synthetic shuttles are often used by recreational players to reduce their costs as feathered shuttle breaks easily. These nylon shuttles may be constructed with either natural cork or a synthetic foam based on a plastic skirt. So this is the plastic skirt. Now, let's move on for the badminton court. The overall dimension of a badminton court is at 20 feet by 44 feet. The lines along these measurements mark the sidelines for a double play, and along serve lines for single plays. The net line marks the middle of the court where the net is placed, creating a 22 feet by 20 feet area on each side of the net. So I have an example here of a badminton court. So in the badminton court, for the single play, the single player should have the long court. So this one, it starts here up until here. Yeah, and it was measured for a single 0.76 meter to 0.46 meter, while the double serve line started in a wide of 2.59 meter, started here until there. In the total court measured 13.40 meter, meter wide, and the back lane is measured in 6.10 meter. Now let's go on for the players. We have a single players, a double, and a mixed double. So let's go start for the single. Since one person needs to cover the entire court, single tactics are based on forcing the opponents to move as much as possible. This means that single strokes are normally directed to the corners of the court. Players exploit the length of the court by combining lifts and clears with drop shots and the net shots. In single, players will often start the rally with a forehand high serve or with a flick serve. Low serve are also used frequently, either the forehand or a backhand. Drive serves are rare. The next is the doubles. Both pairs will try to gain and maintain the attack, smashing downwards when the opportunity arises. Whenever possible, a pair will adopt an idea attacking formation with one player hitting down from the rear court, and his partner in the middle court intercepting all smash returns except the lift. If the rear court attacker plays a drop shot, his player will move into the fourth court to threaten the net reply. If a pair cannot hit downwards, then they will use flat strokes in an attempt to gain the attack. If a player is forced to lift or clear the shuttlecock, then they must be defended. At high levels of play, double rallies are extremely fast. Men doubles are the most aggressive form of badminton, with a high proportion of powerful jump smashes and a very quick reflex exchange. Because of this, spectators interest in something greater for men's double than for single. And let's proceed for the mixed doubles, where in mixed doubles, both pairs typically try to maintain an attacking formation with the woman at the front and the men at the back. So there is a positioning. Women is on the front because they are the one who gonna serve it before it was hit the net, while the man is on the back so that they can put a support, and the back is more powerful when it comes to smashing, so that they can gain a score by smashing. This is because the male players are usually substantially stronger and can therefore produce smashes that are more powerful. Yeah. As a result, mixed doubles requires greater tactical awareness and a subtler position play. Clever opponents will try to reverse the ideal position by forcing the women towards the back and the man towards the front. So there is an interchange of the position. It depends on the tactics on how you play. There are times that the girl will transfer at the back, and the man will be transferring the front to, you know, to lessen the danger of the game. At the high levels of play, the formation will generally be more flexible. The top women players are capable of playing powerful from the backcourt and will happily do so if required. When the opportunity arises, however, the pair will switch back to the standard mixed attacking position with the woman in front and men in the back. So there is a vice versa. So that is how it plays for the badminton. So tomorrow we will be having our practicum. Hope that we will be having a racket and also a shuttlecock. I will help you on how to play, how to serve. Okay. Hope that you learned more about the history, equipments, and how it plays for the badminton. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Kampung ka. Bye bye.